Welcome back to AfricaCom TV, where we are at AfricaCom and AfricaTech, which is an event at AfricaCom where enterprise digital transformation in Africa is being accelerated. An important, I suppose, conversation to have is around gender parity. To speak to that, we have Elisabeth Badang. Elisabeth is the Senior Vice President for Africa and Indian Ocean at Orange. Elisabeth, lovely to have you here. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for having me.
You'll be featured in the Women in Tech Center stage when they take over an important aspect of AfricaCom in not too long from now. It is important for us to be having these conversations here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's truly important when you consider the transformative role that the digital is having in our society and the way we live, the way we just interact with each other, the way we do business, the way we educate, the way we get healed when we are sick. So when you consider that, it's true that you need to make sure that everybody is involved. It's an inclusive approach. Otherwise, you will have only half of the population or part of the population which is considered. And the risk is to widen the existing gap, the gender gap that is existing today. So I think that talking about it like what we are doing in this Africa Tech is a first step. It's a very important one.
And what would be the, what would be the additional steps then that would need to be taken to ensure that those obstacles that make it impossible for women to be in this sector, not only are in the sector, but they are growing and thriving and prosperous within the sector?
First of all, when you look at the figures, I read some of the figures lately and I was shocked to realize that 40 years ago, 50% of the students in computer science were women. 50%. Do you know the percentage today?
I really don't. What is it?
10%.
My word. What has happened?
Can you imagine? You see? So they were clever 50 years ago. They were not afraid of computer science. Why would they be afraid today? Something happened. And we need to figure out what was this thing. It's just the way the job was valued. At the time, it was considered as very repetitive. They need to be very particular. So not that smart. It was mathematics, but it was not like physics or nuclear physics. By the time computer moved to more mass market thing, it was needed to be more smart. When you look at adverts, when the launch of the computer was done, you had a man with a coach, and later on, when we talk about softwares and things like that, they feature geeks, young guy, very dynamic. So no women anymore. So it's not a matter of their abilities, their skills. There is no need to demonstrate that they are as intelligent as men. But it's a way, first, the society value what they do, and the way this perception impact their own willingness to do so. So this is the perception, the environment that should be conducive to everyone is something key. Making sure that everyone has a conducive environment. That's one. The other one, you need to fill the pipe. If you have only 10, 12, even 20% of women in computer science, how can you expect to have more than 12 or 20% in computer jobs? You can't, you know? And the new jobs like data scientist, like AI, it's the same, it's not changing. We are partner in Côte d'Ivoire with an engineering school where there is a program to graduate in data science. only 20% of the first promotion you had women. The first one, it was a small one, 20%. The second one is a bigger one, but still 20%.
Yeah.
We need to find ways to change that. We need to educate girls. And when you see some results, it's when you have positive actions, you get results.
Yeah.
In Tunisia, we have a coding school. They decided that they want parity in access to education. Guess what? They have 50%
Exactly.
of girls being trained. Donc we need to be proactive in education. Awareness, I mentioned awareness. And yes, that's mainly it. Role modeling, because women tend to look at what other women do. If they see as what you are doing here with the tech, women in tech, with this specific award on women in innovation and things like that.
In fact, you're a nominee for the Female Innovator of the Year at the AfricaCom Awards.
Yeah.
Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
What advice then will you give to women who are striving to be innovative in this space?
Well, the advice, the first one, I would tell them that they are as bright, as smart as anybody else. So no one should tell them something else. They need to believe in themselves. They need to look around themselves. They need to challenge things. If you don't challenge things, you won't innovate. You will just do what you have seen being done. So yeah, they need to be enthusiastic. And above all, for their children, because they will be parents at some point. They will be manager at some point. But they need to make sure that they give everyone access to the same opportunities.
What other skills do you think that will be in demand in the tech and telecommunications space? And therefore, what do we need to do to make sure we attract more women into those opportunities that you foresee in the space?
One of the things is the ability to manipulate data, to make data speak. You know, so all all jobs around data science are important. Now, you also need to be able to define algorithm. So you need mathematics skills, you need computer science skills. Those skills are important if you want to take the full advantage of artificial intelligence. It's just manipulating data and making them say something, making them predict something. So those are some of the skills that I consider to be important in the years to come. And they are already important today, because even today there are already some use cases in different sectors. All the industries can be impacted by artificial intelligence. So there are a lot of opportunities there.
So true. Are you having fun at AfricaCom? What are your impressions of it so far?
I've been coming to AfricaComs for many years now, and every year I enjoy it. First of all, I enjoy Cape Town. It's a lovely city. And we are very lucky today. The weather is just great. But above that, the opportunity to meet people from the industry. So providers who are focusing on Africa, focusing on the challenges, the issues that we are having, talking with your peers. So it's a good, very good network opportunities, meeting some of your suppliers in one place. In one day you can have tons of meetings without of traveling kilometers and kilometers. So yeah, it's a great event. It's growing every year. Last year this Africa Tech was not existing. So I'm happy to see that it's growing. It's growing big.
Much. Well, I wish you great business at AfricaCom, and of course all the best for the awards at AfricaCom 2019. That's Elisabeth Badang, Senior Vice President for Africa and Indian Oceans at Orange.